Hello and welcome to MFA 507 Southern New Hampshire University. I'm your instructor Jason Lloyd Morgan, and welcome to the class. I am super excited for you to be here. Thank you for taking the effort and the decision to pursue becoming a better writer, and my job is here to help you in that goal. All right, so what are we doing and how are we doing it? And oh my gosh, there's so much to learn and so much to do. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Every single week I will post a video like this that'll show you what we're doing for each module, and we'll walk you through it. So let's go ahead and get started. So to learn a little more about me, you can click on My Instructor here in the announcements, and then you can go ahead and it's got information about my office hours, the phone number you can reach me at, my email, and such like that. Okay, email is the best way to get a hold of me. And there's some information about me. So that's about me. Yeah, okay, fantastic, good. Let's go back. Okay, the other thing is, well, you found this video, which is found under week 1, how to get started. Okay, so if you click on that, we have week 1, how to get started. And again, you've watched this video and you're seeing what's going on right now. So you figured that one out as well. Yay! Okay, and then the last announcement that I posted for this week is, again, we are going to be doing some writing. And sometimes we have to do stuff in MLA formatting. And so I hate it when different teachers have different styles of how am I supposed to submit this and how am I supposed to submit that. I agree. Therefore, we use MLA formatting as decided by the Modern Language Association. That's what MLA stands for. Okay, I don't make up my own set of rules. We follow this. And so this video, this announcement right here, has several videos that will help you. This one walks you through step by step on how to set up an MLA paper. This shows you how to set up a works cited page in MLA, and this shows you about how to format your paper in MLA style using in-text citations. But it's a little dated, but it still is excellent. All right, yay! Okay, so that's just the introduction to the announcement stuff. Then we got to get to the heart of it. Well, what do I do now? I got to get started on my class. Yes, you do. So the next thing you do, if you got to just scroll down on the page here, you see, Now, keep in mind, I'm the instructor, so I see instructor resources. You will not see that. Okay, we're going to go to start here. And I'm going to let you kind of do this on your own, but there's a bunch of stuff that you're going to be looking at. There's the syllabus, the course overview, writer's community, assignment and grading rubrics, portfolio, and stuff like this. Okay, so you're going to read through each one of these, but I'm going to highlight something here in the syllabus. Now, keep in mind that the syllabus for this class was designed and set up by Southern New Hampshire University, and I fully support it. It's got my full support. But I did not create it. Therefore, if you say, why did you do this? The answer is, I did not do that. Somebody else did that. But it's a good thing. And like I said, I fully support it. Okay, and then there's like the assignments we're going to be doing and how the points are and the grading breakdown and all that kind of stuff. And it kind of breaks down the weekly, the modules and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Now, if you're wondering what you need to get started, in the syllabus right down here it says, for this course, you will be reading 2 novels from a paired book list. Okay, since this class, we're going to be looking at other literature and figuring out the elements that they have used to create these wonderful works of literature. Then we get to see how others do it, so then we can develop those skills for ourselves. And what the school has done for this particular class is that it's got this list of books. If you click right here, paired book list, it'll show you. Okay, there's a bunch of pairs. Okay. Now, what they are is you've got one that's more, so let's say if you look at this contemporary fiction pair 1, you've got some books, you have 2 books. One of them is more recent and one of them is more kind of one that's been around for a while. For example, if you look at young adult fiction pair 3, The Good Thief is a fairly recent book. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, not so much as far as a new book, okay? Look at speculative fiction part 1, you have Nova, which is fairly new, and Frankenstein from Mary Shelley, not so new. Same with Octavia Butler's Kindred versus H.G. Wells' The Time Machine. So what you get to do is you get to look through and figure out, okay, so which genre do you kind of like? It's contemporary fiction, you want to do speculative fiction, you're like, I'm not even sure what these are. That's okay. Romance, young adult fiction. So what kind of genre do you like to write? Okay, that's what I would choose. Is okay. And you're like, well, I'm not sure. Well, I'm just going to look at some of these books. But what I need you to do is tell me, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute, which set of books you're going to be doing. Okay, which set of books you're going to be doing. Now, you can say, well, I would rather choose something else. At this point in your schooling, I would say there's so many good books out there, but there's a lot of garbage out there as well. So I would strongly recommend that you pick from one of these sets. And as you move on, then you'll have a little more freedom to kind of do some different things. But if you absolutely feel like you want to do another book, you just email me, and then I will approve it, okay? And we'll talk about that. So there's that. Yeah. And again, that list is found from the syllabus, which is found to start here, okay, and under the paired book list. Okay, so there's that. Alrighty. So that's found under the start here thing, okay? Okay, so just you read through the rest of these. All right. Then after you get done reading kind of just the nuts and bolts of how the class works, then we get to go to Module 1. Now, Module 1 can be accessed a few different ways. So if we go back to the main page, this is what you see when you first log in. Again, you can scroll down here and you'll see the different things. Oh, there's Module 1. Another way to get to it is you go to Course Menu, and you go to Learning Modules, and then that'll bring you to this page. You can go to Module 1. Okay. And that's what we're going to look at for this particular video. So you will not see the facilitation notes. That is for me as the instructor, so don't worry about that. I can't hide that in this video, but oh well, what are you going to do? So we'll go ahead and get to it. So, Introduction to Craft Elements. So, the idea for this module is to identify the craft elements and basic writing elements that occur across genres of fiction. You're like, what's a craft element? What's a writing element? What's a genre? Okay, guess what? We're going to learn about that in this module, so it's okay. So then you can kind of look through the module at a glance. Next thing you do is move to the next thing. This is the module overview. I will let you read that at your leisure. Okay. Again, that kind of gets to the heart of thing. This video is more of a how-to than a what we're doing. Okay. A how-to than more of a why we're doing things. And then you have the readings and resources. Remember that book list that we saw during the that's on the syllabus? It's also here. Oh, so that's another way you can get it. It's under the reading and resources. Okay, and then there's some excellent articles here. You know, if you're not sure what genre means, there's a great little thing that explains that. The elements of fiction. I mean, none of these are very long, but the two that I would really highlight when there's these different things down here is this was a great. These two right here. You're going to just really use a lot during the semester. One is Craft Element Guide, and one is a Writing Element Guide. So we're trying to figure out what's a craft element versus a writing element. Okay, and if you click on these, then you'll see the craft elements. It talks about this big, it's basically like a big list of them. We have action and archetypes and backstory and character and cliches and conflict. These are a bunch of terms that we're going to use in writing, and as we analyze other people's writing and understand our own writing, we need to learn what these different things are. What's point of view? Okay, what's realism? So these are the craft elements. Okay, so I would read through this, and you're going to get to know these as you get. And a lot of the stuff you already know. You just maybe never realized that it actually had a name given to it. And how does that differ from the writing elements? Well, the writing elements are basically more of the nuts and bolts, the mechanics, I would say. You've got the grammar and punctuation and syntax, you know, and spelling. Basically, you don't want to have these get in the way of the message that you're trying to get across and the ideas you're trying to get across. We have some basic understanding of certain rules that we follow to help get our ideas across. If we're not following those rules, that can actually pull people out of the story. We don't want that. So that's really the difference between a craft element and a writing element, those two things right there. All right, well, you'll need to know that. So there's your reading and resources. Okay, then we move on to, before you get started, make sure you have reviewed the required resources, pay special attention to your instructor's announcements, and additional resources to prepare you for this week, okay, which we're kind of doing through this video. Next thing is the discussion, Introduction to Craft Elements. Now, actually, we have two discussions that we're going to be doing for this module. Okay, there is this one here, and we'll talk about it, and then I'll show you the other one we're going to be doing. So discussion, this one's Introduction to Craft Elements. Basically, just read through this, but you're going to post a thing into the discussion board where you're basically answering this question. What are the main craft elements? What's your current understanding of the difference between craft and writing elements? Well, I just kind of showed you. Look at that. Go back and review those. Okay, and then just kind of describe how one or more craft elements is affected by the genre in which they operate. Again, the genre of your choice. and then answer these. Again, there's really no right or wrong answers per se. I mean, there is a difference that we've just determined between craft elements and writing elements. But feel free to just kind of talk these out, okay? And then we want you to, after you've posted this, and I'll show you how to do this in a second, we want you to respond to your peers. Because, again, this is a writing community, and we want to get to know each other. Because here's a secret. This is where you start networking. Seriously. There's students that I went to school with to get my degree. A lot of them I'm still friends with, and we still work together. So this is where you want to start cultivating friendships and relationships with other writers, okay? And then, so we're going to show you how to actually do these discussions. So we're going to go back to the course menu, and we're going to go to discussions. And I needed to show you the discussion board anyway, because there's something we need to do. So there's the general discussion areas here, and then we have the module discussion. So let's go to the module discussion first, because that's where we were just talking about. So again, these are the same questions that you saw on that other page. So if I were you and I needed to do this, I would click on this. Now you have two choices. You can either write a response. Okay, so you click on Start a New Thread, and you can literally just write it out. Blah 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 blah, and then you can reflect on what you're going to be doing. What I recommend, and some people are a little camera shy, but there is a great tool here in this system. If you go to here, insert stuff. Okay, and you'll see video note. If you click on this, if your computer has a webcam and a mic, you can actually record videos up to 3 minutes. Okay, and I would recommend you keep your post no longer than 3 minutes, because then people are just dragging on and on and on. But video note, that is a great way that you can actually record right here in the system. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so this is where you put your discussion, and then you'd hit post. And then after that, when you go to the discussion board, okay, your discussions, raw, you will see, like I've already posted one up here. Okay, I'll show that in a second. So you'll see that here. Right now there's 0 threads and 0 posts, so there's really nothing you can respond to. But two other things that we want to do for this class is that we have a getting started thread and a general question thread. The getting started thread, that's just the typical stand up in front of the class and let us know who you are kind of thing. So if you click on getting started, then you'll see, just who are you? What do you like? And get to know stuff about you. So you'll see that I've posted already. So if you wanted to look at this thread, you click on this one, and you'll see, oh, this is what he wrote. Now, I actually created a little video. You don't have to do that. But if you wanted to respond to it, you click on reply to thread, and you'd say, wow, you are amazing. What do you, okay, no, I don't know what I'm writing here. But that's how you would reply to a thread, and then you'd hit post if you want to respond, okay? That's how we do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. So I would like everyone for this class to post a little bit about themselves in this discussion. Okay, this is the getting started discussion. Okay, we want to make sure that we're doing that. But there is another discussion board that we've got. Oops, where was it? Discussion list. Another discussion, which is general questions. This is the equivalent of raising your hand in class and asking a question. And please ask questions. Some people don't like to ask questions because they think it makes them look stupid. But I guarantee if you have a question, somebody else has the same question. So please, oh please, again, you just click on general question, and then you'd create a thread with your question, and then I will respond to it, and that will help everybody out. Okay, so let's go back to module 1 to figure out what we were working on. So module 1, all right. Oh, we're here. Okay, All right, so we start off with the discussion. So that's your first deliverable. Okay, that's going to get graded right there. And then once we move down, the activity is choose your text. So remember that list that I showed you where you have to choose a paired text? Well, all you're going to have to do is simply just, upload, just type out a file and say, okay, these are the books that I want. And again, the list to the books is right there. So you just upload, these are the 2 books I want, and I'll say, that's approved. Okay, or I'd say, well, those are on the list, and I'm not sure those are going to work. But anyway, there's that. Okay, and then last but not least is, for this module, the final review project. Now, I kind of often open a class by asking the question, how do you eat an elephant? Well, the answer is 1 bite at a time. But we still need to have an idea that by the end we're going to eat the elephant. So the final project for this class, you can look at the guidelines in the rubric by clicking here, and there's a multimedia overview. I would suggest you do it just to get a general idea, but don't get too intimidated because realize that we will work to get there. Alrighty. So that's it for this module, and I will send more information as we do it. Okay, welcome to the class. Email me if you have questions.